Yes, guys, welcome back to Onto the Ball. Me and Trevor here for Chelsea 4, Man United 3. I cannot believe I'm saying this. I was on a Liverpool stream saying it looks like Man United have got the W, and Trav will be happier than he's been the last couple of weeks or months, or a lot happier than it was against Brentford, conceding 30 chances in 90 minutes. The next minute we're ending our stream and it's 4-3 to Chelsea. Travis, what on earth happened? I didn't see any of this.
I've forgotten how to do this. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, what a game. Typical United fashion, end to end. That's what 10-hour games are like at the moment. You have a shot, we have a shot. So a lot of shots in the game, end to end stuff, and two teams really looking like they're trying to find the feet, really. But yeah, it was a mad way to end the game. To be ahead 3-2 in stoppage time and to concede 2 goals, it really did sum up our season, to be honest with you. It couldn't have summed it up any better. Like, lots of chances conceded, come up against a little bit of quality. Chelsea didn't cover themselves in glory in terms of the way they defended and the passes that they were giving away, sloppy passes, gifting us chances and gifting us goals, really. But it was pretty poor showing from both teams from a defensive standpoint. But offensively, there's quality in both teams, and Chelsea prevailed in the end.
What would you say was the biggest problem tonight then?
Where do I start? Again, like I've just sort of said, I think with United and the way we sort of set up, we're just very easy to play through. I have quite long debates with my brother and people that I speak to about how Ten Hag sets us up as a team, and we're just not a compact team. And the divide in the fan base at the moment is that we've not got the players Ten Hag wants in order to play the way that he wants to play, which I can sort of empathize, and we've had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. But for me, you're 2 years into a rebuild. You should be able to. We should be able to see more elements of what he's trying to do as a team than what we're seeing at the moment. I can understand a little bit of a drop off and some of the injuries, but I just think the drop off's too big for me from what we've seen. And the biggest problems, but going back to your question, are how easy we are to play through. The gap between our front line and the back line is just far too big. So when teams are building up against us, they can get players running at our back four far too easily. It's happening like literally 10, 12, 15 times a game. I mean, like you said, Brentford, I think they had won one match in 12 when they played against us. So to have 31 shots and 84 touches in the box, something's wrong. Do you know what I mean? I know the squad needs a lot of work, but it still shouldn't be as bad as it is against pretty much everyone in the league now. I mean, our XG for expected points, I think we're like 12 points over what we should have. So that sums it up, really. If we're 8 to 10 points off the top 4, and we've already got 12 points more than we should have, without the quality we've got in the squad, we'd be rocking around where sort of Chelsea are in 10th and stuff. So I think with Chelsea's win, that's probably going to put them a couple of points off us. So yeah, we are where we are, but we should be lower than where we are, to be perfectly honest, with the performance levels. So yeah, we're just far too easy to play through, Scott.
I'm just looking at the stats now, Trav. Another astonishing 28 goal attempt from Chelsea.
What about United?
United 19.
There you go. So
but you've conceded 58 goal chances in 2 games.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, this is staggering, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very unsustainable, and that's not down to the players, because a lot of people have said, "Oh, it's because we can't play a high line. That's why we're trying to press high and the line's low, and we can't be compact in that way." But you even watch the game today, like I wouldn't say we were on the front foot, but it was just a lot more compact. Like we didn't try and press as high today, but the back line was pushed up, and everyone's like saying Harry Maguire can't play in a high line because he's slow and stuff. Maguire was actually very aggressive with his defending today. I thought he actually did quite well. I thought he had a good game as an individual. And I think as a structure, we looked a little bit better than what we have done, but it's still not enough. Like, it's the way we've been trained to play. Like we've gone into games now thinking that a low block and a high press is acceptable, and we can just let teams run at our back four and box defend and get away with it. And we've been getting away with it in certain games. Like we have been getting away with it where, like the Brentford game, we come away with a draw. They battered us. We should have lost that game. other games, like Liverpool, really in the cup, like after you went 2-1 up in the cup, it just became a little bit too easy for you, and we got through on adrenaline and fighting spirit, nothing else. It wasn't anything to do with quality. Like, you should have put us to the sword, really, and ended that
we
game.
let you off the hook, didn't we?
Exactly. And that's how a lot of games are for United. So yeah, until this manager leaves, these are the types of performances you are going to see from United. So I'm sort of accustomed to it. It's always annoying and frustrating to see the goals flying right at the last minute, but I'm just genuinely not surprised in the slightest, bro, because this is just how we're going to play, mate.
I feel like we've done this to death, Trav, but I'll keep asking
Exactly. This is it.
until he's gone. Ten Hag must be on his last legs. I mean, this is like kamikaze, like carry on defending. I was listening to Talksport today. They were referencing, obviously, the Brentford game. I didn't watch it all. I had friends around for dinner, but I was keeping one eye on the game, and it was like constantly in Man United's box. But they were just saying what you said. There's 5 attackers and 5 defenders, and it's like they don't even know each other. They're 2 separate entities.
Yeah. And that's it. Like you said, the relationship between the phases, the front, like the attacking phase, midfield phase, defense it's just not cohesive at all. I think the trouble Ineos have sort of got in terms of the timing is the time of the Euros. Like, do they want to get rid of a manager, which I feel they have to, but are they going to take the risk of getting rid of a manager and having basically 3.5 weeks to get your transfer business done and get a relationship with the squad and just try and hit the ground running? Or do you give Ten Hag his final year and then next year we start from fresh with a new project with no major tournament? So I think Ineos are in quite a strong position because although Ten Hag, I feel he needs to go, I don't think it does any harm him getting his last year. I think it's untenable personally. Like, when I look at it, I just don't think we can have another year of this football. We're not going to be in Europe. We're not going to be in we might not even get in the Europa League at this rate.
You might be in the Conference Europa League.
This is it. I think that takes the pressure off any new manager coming in. Like, I think if Ten Hag stays, they'll probably be saying he's got to win that. But if Ten Hag isn't there next season, I don't think the new manager is going to care about it. So yeah, I think Ineos, they've got a big decision to make in a way, because they want to try and hit the ground running and adhere to themselves to the fans with the recruitment and the choices that they make. And I think a lot of the strong Ten Hag in fans are getting towards the end of the tether now. They just can't take this basketball nature of games being from end to end against, regardless of the opposition. Like you said, it's not going to get any easier for us. We've got you on Sunday. We've still got Arsenal to play. We've still got some tough games between now and the end of the season. I think we've still even got Brighton to play at the Amex as well. So yeah, it's not going to get any easier for us. So strap yourselves in, mate, because we've had some favourable fixtures that we've just scraped by in, or like got draws or whatever. So yeah, it's going to get tough from now to the end.
I was going to say to you, Trav, is there any Ten Hag inners left? I mean, obviously you got your ear to the ground on socials and stuff. Like,
there's plenty, mate.
Left, is there?
There's plenty, mate. There is.
On what premise? What part of the process is Ten Hag at then, if they think he could still be in?
So the people who are still in support of Ten Hag feel that he's not been given adequate resources in terms of the recruitment. Like, not necessarily the spend. They think that he spent enough money, but it's not been spent well. We didn't get enough sales. Like, Maguire didn't go, McTominay didn't go. That's an extra 60 million that could have gone on a centre half. People like Kim Min-jae that we got linked with didn't come through the door. We was meant to keep Greenwood. Greenwood didn't stay. And we was meant to get an attacker to supplement Højlund. That didn't happen. So we've basically had one striker all season. So there are a few valid arguments, but I don't think there's enough there to suggest that equates to the level of football that we're seeing. So I can understand against the top 9 teams, home and away, if those games become a little bit more competitive with the injuries and stuff like that, and we even struggle against sides that are currently in the top 4 or 5 teams. But to say everyone like in the bottom 8, like Palace at home, heavy defeat against Bournemouth at home, heavy defeat against Fulham at home, not only winning one game away from home in the top 9 in 2 years. I don't think the situation equates to that level of of where we are now. And I just think like we're using too much of an excuse for him. He's having too many excuses at the moment. I just think now it's time for him to go. I think he had a good first year results wise. From the back of the Carabao Cup, we could see signs that the team were tiring a little bit and we were relying a little bit too much on Rashford to get us through games. And we expected him to kick on this year. We said, right, we need to score more goals. We need to be more creative. We need to see more elements of him playing at the back, more of the possession-based Ajax style that people thought they were going to be getting. And we've seen the total opposite to that.
Where do you think Ten Hag's head is at, Trav? Do you think I've asked you this before, but I'll ask you again. Do you think he's thinking this is part of the pain we have to go through on this process of a 4 to 5 year plan back to winning league titles for Man U? Or do you think deep down he knows it's over?
Do you know what scares me, bro? I don't think he thinks it's painful. I think he just, I'm not, honestly, like every time he comes out in the presser, he's like, oh yeah, it's fine. The boys are going in a good direction. He thinks this is sound. Like no problem. He's not seeing many issues apart from the injuries. He thinks the blueprint for how we're playing at the moment is on track. He thinks this is on track for the progression. And I just can't see it no matter how hard I try, bro. I'm trying my hardest.
Do you think he really believes that deep down though, Trav?
Yes, I do.
Or you're just saying that's what he's saying to the cameras in pressers?
No, because I've done quite a bit of research on his past and at Ajax and Utrecht and the way he played football. Now, in his time at Utrecht, statistically, in terms of like possession, chances, opposition chances, it's exactly the same. He was averaging between sort of 51 and 55% possession. He wasn't dominant at those clubs in terms of how his philosophy was implemented on the game. Now he went to Ajax, and Ajax, their team are far superior. Now I know a lot of people are saying, well, Ajax didn't win the league in 4 years and stuff, but let's be honest, most managers that manage Ajax win the league. They do. Even Frank de Boer won the league 3 times in a row, and he sacked at Palace as soon as he came to the Premier Leagues. Now I'm not discrediting him, and I'm not saying it's not difficult, and I'm not saying he didn't show glimpses of like the football that we've seen at Ajax in the Champions League. But the thing is, the group of players that he had, the likes of Frankie de Jong, Matthias de Ligt, who's at Bayern Munich, Daley Blind, Onana, Timber, Missouri's gone to Bayern Munich. In that league, that is an elite group of players. You know what I mean? You're talking like the equivalent of having a Man City squad over there. So all those...
You think you got quite fortunate then with the squad?
Well, not so much fortunate. Well, it is a great squad, but what I'm saying is that all his deficiencies wouldn't have been highlighted in that league. So he wouldn't have been able... What he's getting away with over there, he can't get away with here. So everything's just being highlighted and magnified to the nth degree now. And he's not getting away with what he was able to get away with at Ajax. Because I've seen a lot of their transitions as well. Like when Ajax lost the ball, they conceded a lot of chances on transition, but they just weren't getting punished because the opposition were just that much inferior. So now you're seeing him playing similar type of football. We're so poor off the ball. It's unbelievable. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to blame Rashford. Why did Rashford come on? The substitutions, because Rashford came on with about 15 minutes left. McTominay came on, and then the game went to pot. And I've seen like Goldbridge already like cornering Rashford saying he weren't pressing and stuff. But I'm like, come on, it was the 94th minute. Do you know what I mean? They've got a penalty, and then we switched off from a corner. Those goals have literally got nothing to do with Rashford as an individual. It's just like mentality and things like that. But again, it's not just the manager, it's not just the players, it's a collective effort. I'm not like deflecting everything away from the players as well. The players have got to be better in their individual battles as well. So yeah, we've got a whole host of problems at the moment.
But then you're in the realms of that age-old question: Has Hag lost the dressing room? They're not playing for him. And that's also a possibility as well.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't lost the dressing room. He definitely hasn't. lost the dressing room. To me, it doesn't look like there's a lack of effort at all from the players. Like, you can maybe pick out
So
one
it's
or
just
two.
pure coaching and setup to you then?
Yeah, the majority of it. Yeah, the majority of it is really bad setup, mate. Really bad. And like you said, a lot of people like to compare like the way Ten Hag's trying to play football to the way Liverpool are trying to like play, i.e., they can go direct when they want to, but Liverpool control games in such a different way. I think out of possession is probably your biggest strength, to be fair, in terms of your shape and your system and how quickly you win the ball back. But I think from a United perspective, off the ball, no matter what situation we're in, whether we're trying to build up from the back, our systems playing out, or our systems when the ball turns over, there's just so much work to do. And just technically as well, like, because we're so tired in games, we're just sprinting all over the place aimlessly. Like, we know we're not going to get there, but it's just like those sprints just aren't required. But because other people are in the right position, there's just our wingers. Like Garnacho, he's started 30 straight games, bro. Like, he's not had a rest in 30 games, which is incredible. And his brother's been tweeting saying that he's only been training like twice a week because he's got a hamstring injury and he's still starting and stuff. Like, players are just playing through injuries and all sorts. It's just some of the stuff that's going on at United is just actually crazy. Like, you just can't even write the scripts, bro. So yeah, I think we need a fresh start. You know my thoughts on Ten Hag. I'm very vocal about it. I don't rate what he's doing this season. I'm happy. I'm more than happy to have a fat fried egg on my face. If he can turn this round, sort of like Arteta has over the next couple of years, I'm quite willing to hold my hands up and say, do you know what? Fantastic. He's got the players in. But there's no evidence I'm seeing at the moment to suggest that he's going to do that at all. I'm not seeing anything.
This is all music to my ears for Sunday, but you watch Trav the 11 on Sunday. We'll just turn it on and it'll be against the runner play and it will have 90 touches in the opposition box, 45 shots on target, and Man U will win 1-0. That'll be just my luck. What's going on with Varane, Trav? Was he taken off at halftime in the last game? And taken off at halftime again tonight?
He was taken off at halftime tonight. It looked like he had something wrong with his hip. He was holding his hip before he went off.
Was he not off at halftime against Brentford as well?
Yeah, he was, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there was a report that he's had problems with concussion. So matches that he's missed this year, he's not actually missed that many matches through injury. I think he's missed like 4 league matches. But the matches he's missed is because he's had concussion problems. I don't know if it's something to do with like a family, like a hereditary thing, but he's told his 7-year-old child he's not allowed to head the ball as well. So there must be something that lies beneath with that. But yeah, again, he's been fantastic this year. I can't really attach anything.
He's the one that I'm hoping doesn't play Sunday.
I can't.
So I've seen him come off at halftime. But also Rashford, I thought, did I not read a tweet that he had a knock? I didn't even realize he was on the bench. He come on tonight.
Yeah, there's rumours that apparently he's been carrying a knock since the Nottingham Forest game, which was quite some time ago now. I know we lost that game, but yeah, it was quite some time ago now. I think that was like may have been January time, maybe, or early Feb or something like that. But yeah, there will be other players that are carrying knocks as well in the team. I think now I've known top 4 has been over since we went out of the Champions League late October, early November. I've been saying that we've not got enough this year. I think it all hangs on sort of the cup semi-final, but Coventry won't be an easy game. I said it the other day. I tweeted it out. I said all I'll say is Coventry, and it's not going to be an easy game, that game. But all we can do now is put all our eggs in that basket. We've got absolutely nothing to play for in the league. I know for obviously the Liverpool game's huge for Ten Hag because it's in front of the Old Trafford faithful, 70,000. We can't afford to have a performance where we're just getting blasted for 90 minutes and not being competitive, because that will just do him no good at all. He'll get sacked on the spot, mate, if you try.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be curtains if it's another 4-0, or was it 5-0 at OT 2 seasons ago? You beat us at OT last season.
You're good at sacking our manager, aren't you? You've done it with Jose. I think you did it with OVG as well.
No, not LVG. It was Ollie
and Jose.
Jose, yeah. And LVG got sacked after the FA Cup final, didn't he? But yeah, roll on Sunday. I can't wait. I was just looking. Hoyland, he's gone like 3 games and 2 internationals, so 5 games without a goal. I was just looking at his Opta rating as well. It's like 6.5. Is he struggling? Is it a lack of service the last couple of games?
A bit of both. Like again, like when you've only got that is Ten Hag. That is something in Ten Hag's defense. When you've only got one centre forward and you're having to run him into the ground, it is a little bit unlucky and unfortunate in that sense. So yeah, we've got no other options up there. And again, we're not really a team that tries to play our way in. So when the ball goes wide to the likes of Rashford and Garnacho, they're normally just trying to do a last action that's a shot on goal, or I wouldn't even say a cross. They're not really trying to pick people out. It's just more going into an area and it's hoping Hoyland's in there. Nothing's rehearsed. So yeah, I do feel for him a little bit. He works his socks off. He's got quality. He's got talent. But like you said, until the offensive patterns improve, you're not really going to see him get regular chances in this team. He's like feeds off scraps or creates his own chances. Yeah, so more of the same for Hoyland as well.
On to Sunday. We're going to do a stream.
Yeah, we can.
I'd like to do a morning cup of coffee, the morning of the game, and then definitely a live match reaction if you're up for it after that. Yeah, obviously, yeah. we've got to lock it in now before we see who's won or lost. But obviously, I'm hoping for a Liverpool win.
Sure.
But yeah, nice one. Cheers for coming on. 4-3 Chelsea. That was such a shock. Definitely when it was 3-2 Man United in coming towards the 90th minute. And then when it went 4-3 Chelsea, I thought that was bad for Liverpool because the players and Ten Hag are going to need a reaction on Sunday. So that's like bad for Liverpool. I was kind of hoping it would have been this false sense of achievement beating Chelsea. Let's get on a bit of a run.
Just so stuck in a rut there, Scott. Like if you watch us play, like you can't just turn that on and turn it off like a tap. Like it's just how we set up. Like we're just so open. Like any team, you don't even need to be on form. Like if you think about Fulham when they came to Old Trafford, they had won 1 game out of the last 7, and they wiped the floor with us. I know it was only 2-1, but they dominated from start to finish. Like it's just we're not a difficult team to play against. Like
when you say the setup, are you talking like the formation, or are you talking in a phase of play? You've literally got 5 strikers that don't run back.
In a phase of play, yeah, it's not even about the running back. Like it's how easy we are to play through. So playing through our press is so easy, but then more often than not, we decide when a team's building up to try and engage and press high, but then our back line defends too deep. So our attacks here, and the gap's just too big, and that's why you get a massive hole in the middle. Instead of pushing the back line up and making it compact, it's like this wide. So then the thing is, we press with 5 people, so we press with like Rashford, Garnacho, Bruno. We press with 4, and Mino, and then we just leave Casemiro on his own if it's Casemiro, or whoever's in the 6 is just on their own. So we try and press with 5 all the time, and the press is just so easy to go through. And then once that 5's bypassed, we've literally got 5 or 6 of the opposition running at our 5, and more often than not, we're outnumbered, and it's like a last-ditch tackle or an Onana save or them shooting wide. And honestly, it's just carnage, man. The amount of running our team has to do, bro. The wingers' hamstrings must be just toasted, mate. Honestly, I'm telling you, man.
I can't go over the Man United goal difference. Every time I look at it, I laugh.
What is it, -1 now? Because it was 4.
Yeah.
It was 41-41. So yeah, it'll be -1 now.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, I think it was 40-40. So now it must be, -1. Let's see. Yeah, 43-44. So -1.
Conceded more than we've bagged. That's just literally, we've not even got a 2-goal a game average, man. What is it? How many games we've played? 30 games, and we've scored how many goals?
30 games, 43.
It's just
and conceded 44.
Literally just over a goal a game, just over.
And that's top 4 gone now, isn't it? Well, top 5. Yeah. Are we getting top 5 Champions League? I see different tweets every day.
Top 5's gone.
Well, I mean, is England England are getting the coefficient, aren't they? But Man United not even going to get 5th, are they?
We might not even get the coefficient. It depends. Like, it all depends on like the Champions League and stuff. But Yeah, we ain't getting top 5, mate. How many points are like West Ham and Brighton off us? They're probably only like 2-3 off us. Chelsea probably moved a couple of points off us and all.
3. Yeah, Chelsea are 5 off you.
Exactly.
But with a game in hand, so if they win that, there'll be 2. But yeah, the gap between you and Tottenham is 9 points now.
We could finish as low as 10th, mate. I'm telling you, we've drawn at Brentford. We've lost tonight. If we lose to you, that's 1 point out of 9. We've still got Brighton, still got Arsenal. And we've only got 8 games left. So if you add defeats onto them, you got 6 games. And we're not going to play well in them games as well. So this season could end really, really bad points wise, mate. That's let alone the performances, mate. So we just need to wipe this. I need the Men in Black device, man. Just forget this season, man. Just Men in Black, mate. That's it. Yeah.
No, you need that big, bright yellow ticker. Ten Hag sacked. That's what you need. Right. If anyone's made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us out loads. Me and Trav will be back at the weekend for Liverpool, Man U. It doesn't get any bigger than that in the English game, and I can't wait. Travis, cheers. Sleep well, my friend.
Cheers.
Header. Oh, you beauty!